everyone, I'm Valmore. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today from the Heroesfeast Cookbook is another recipe that displays the deep elven connection to the land, using seasonal vegetables to create a hearty stew to feed many mouths. This is Qualinesti Vegetable Stew. Let's get started. So this recipe calls for tomatoes, yellow squash, zucchini, eggplant, garlic, onion, basil, and thyme. So I'm going to start here with the garlic infused oil that's going to go on top of the stew before we put it in the oven. So I'm going to start here with some oil, and then I'm going to add in some garlic and thyme. And I'm just going to stir this around, infusing it into the oil. And now that it's getting fragrant, I'm just going to set it off to the side and continue on with the recipe. Now I'm going to add in the onion, a little bit of salt, and I'm just going to soften those up. Now that that's softened up, I'm going to add in the rest of the garlic. And I'm just going to cook that in for about a minute until I really start to get the smell of the garlic. And now that that's gotten fragrant, I'm going to add in the tomato puree. I'm going to add in some sugar and some pepper. I'm just going to let that simmer and thicken for a few minutes. Qualinesti is a country of elves from Kryn. They gained independence from the Sylvanesti elves following a long war called the Kinslayer War. While they were happy to have their independence, they struggled for survival as they tried to rebuild their lands and lost the protections and luxuries that they were accustomed to as an already existing nation. This dish became a huge part of the cuisine because of easy-to-source vegetables that could feed an entire village on little cost. And over the years, many of the other elves of Kryn have made similar dishes. The version here today is the classic version. And now that that's thickened up a bit, I'm going to add some of the basil. I'm going to stir that in and let the whole thing cool off for just a few minutes. Now I'm just going to start layering in the vegetables. Now I'm going to add some salt and some pepper. And then I'm going to pour my garlic infusion over top of it. And after covering it, I'm going to put it in the oven for about 30 minutes. Then remove the cover and leave it in there for another 20 minutes. Now I'm going to finish it off with some more basil. So, unsurprisingly, I absolutely love this. I'm not shocked. I knew I was going to love it from the moment I saw the recipe. And while so far I've really enjoyed all the elven dishes, this is definitely my favorite. The basil in this makes a strong showing. Every bite has that wonderful herby taste in it. The vegetables are soft and fresh. And simple, delicious, and fresh are what I imagine every time I think of elven cuisine. I would absolutely say make this dish. You can eat it on its own as a main course, or it can work well as any kind of side dish. Some of the other stuff was definitely missing in the presentation from the other cuisine, but the elven so far has easily been the best to look at. I hope you enjoy. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at chef_Valmore. The links are in the description below. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and come on back next week for another recipe.